It's Sean again with Stronger Leaders, Stronger Profits. In my previous video, I revealed my 4 characteristics of a great servant leader. If you missed part 1, don't worry. Feel free to stop this video, go back and watch the previous one and get caught up. But if you have, now it's time to explore measurement. One of the most difficult aspects of leadership development is how to measure success. The biggest impacts of leadership are often in the strategic long-term game. So how do you know if you're succeeding as a servant leader in the day-to-day operations? What are your key performance indicators? Establishing an ROI for any business effort is absolutely critical. I train my clients at Stronger Leaders, Stronger Profits to look for 4 actions by their team members to indicate they are winning as a servant leader. Number 1, your people are more worried about disappointing you than on their own negative consequences of failing. You can tell when a team member must report to you that they failed to meet an expectation or deadline and know, is this first apology sincere and directed to you? Or is it filled with excuses and asking about consequences? If they're more concerned about the potential consequences for them or the outcome as opposed to genuinely apologizing for disappointing you, that could indicate that you're not winning. But with your emotional intelligence, you should be able to clearly tell the difference whether they are sorry for themselves or sorry that they disappointed you. If it's the latter, then you are winning. Number 2, they want to share their successes with you. Specifically, they want to share their successes about things outside of work. Did they finally run that 5K and tag you in their social media post? Are you the first one they find to brag about their kid's first place medal? If so, they see you as a true servant leader of them as a person, not just as their manager or their boss at work. They're seeking reinforcement from your approval of them as a human being. This is a clear sign that you've established a genuine connection and that appropriate leader-subordinate relationship that extends beyond the boardroom. Number 3, they start mimicking your behavior, habits, and patterns. I'm gonna brag on my wife a little bit here. My wife worked in a call center. Now, this is a typical office setting filled with donuts, a cold brew kegerator, and energy drinks. It's a stressful, competitive, and sedentary work environment and job. But from the day she started, she always brought a salad or some other healthy lunch to work and regularly turned down the junk food and the pizzas and even going out to lunch with everybody like most people did every day. Instead, she used her time to go to the gym, which is actually located inside the exact same building, eat her lunch, and maybe read a little. At first, people poked fun at her for prioritizing her health and, really just jabbed her for, not going out and not letting loose. But over time, they started respecting her self-discipline. Before long, others started bringing their lunches in, then asking if they'd go work out with her at their lunch breaks. By the time she was promoted to manager, she was already an informal leader in that space, in her office, because she set the example even when she wasn't in a formal leadership position. Remember, servant leadership is a service, not a destination or a job title. Number 4, they start asking your opinion on things outside of work. When your team members really start to see you as a servant leader, they respect you as a whole person. They respect your opinion about work, politics, health, nearly everything in life. It's one thing to ask your boss or manager what you need to do to get your next promotion or what they expect from you in your role or in the next report. But it's another to ask them for advice on dealing with a troubled family member, a struggling personal relationship, or some other big life decision they have to make, like whether they should go back to school or not. When you notice that your team members are pulling you aside to ask you for your personal advice, you are winning as a servant leader. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are my 4 indicators that you are winning as a servant leader. Yes, you can point to sales metrics and survey results or the P&L, but those things often, if it's a result of your good leadership, are long-term. And those results are indirect and oftentimes difficult to isolate all of the variables that impact them. But if you see these behaviors from your team members, rest assured you are walking the righteous path of the servant leader.